This video describes the structures of the lymph node. Lymph nodes have vessels approaching them and exiting from them. And here we have an afferent with an A, lymph vessel approaching the lymph node, and an efferent with an E, vessel exiting the lymph node. You can tell which direction the fluid is flowing simply by looking at the orientation of the valves. You'll notice that the lymph node has a connective tissue capsule that is contiguous with the vessels both entering and exiting. This connective tissue capsule invaginates inward to form a pattern of trabeculae, which under the microscope appear as collagenous fibers and fibroblasts. When we look at the lymph node, we notice that just deep to the capsule is the subcapsular space. We can also notice there are different dendritic and macrophage cells in this lymphatic fluid, as well as different leukocytes. The cortex of the lymph node extends from the subcapsular space to the inner portion of the lymph follicle. So this area is considered the cortex. Deep to the cortex is the medullary region of the lymph node. You can see areas of extending tissue from the lymph follicle that form medullary cords, and we also see that the area just deep to the capsule and extending from the afferent vessel continues inward to the medullary region, forming medullary sinuses. This is our lymph follicle. In the center of the lymph follicle, we have the germinal center, where we have proliferating B cells. And that's the lymph node, except I do have one more part to point out, and that is the fact that this area right here, where there's a slight indentation, is where we find the hilum of the lymph node. This is where blood vessels enter and exit the lymph node. And that concludes the model of the lymph node.